Some of the notables who've gone a lap down: Ryan Newman, A.J. Allmendinger, Juan Montoya, Mark Martin, all one lap down as Jimmie Johnson comes battling back after Kyle Busch.
There's no question the 48 is better after they run a few laps. But based on what I've seen the last 8 or 10 weeks, you better be good for the first few laps, not the last few.
But look at that 48 car of Johnson, how well that car just goes through the middle of the corner. He's able to pick the throttle up, but right now Kyle Busch in the 18 keeps it wound up on the high side on the exit of the corner.
Johnson digging down low, has the lead and sweeps right up in front of Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch reminds me of Earnhardt. But you know, he's gonna make you earn it. If you're gonna pass me, you're gonna pay for it.
He's not gonna roll over and give it to you.
All right, leader again, 48.
But that was quite a move by Johnson, because he slid right up in front of Busch as if to say, I'm not playing with you. I've got the lead. I'm going to keep it a while.
Good job, man. Straight and smooth, buddy. You got the fans up here. It's over, buddy. Everybody was cheering over that. Good work.
Been a few races since the 48 team had anything to cheer about, the fans. Now, I've been watching these two guys here, Mark Martin in that 5, Juan Pablo Montoya in 42, just a few laps ago. These guys are fighting to try to get the free pass, and you can see contact coming off turn 4.
Montoya had two contacted the wall on the right and Mark on the left. You can see damage on his left rear quarter panel there.
Battling Carl Edwards, who is on the lead lap. Elliott Sadler making an unscheduled stop. He has a loose wheel on the right side, it appears. Oh, they're going to change forward. How about our points leader today? Kevin Harvick had a good pit stop. He started 30th, and he's moved up well, running in the 8th position.
What's amazing with that Dick Berger is he was about to get lapped when that caution came out just a few laps ago.
Well, this is not one of Kevin Harvick's best racetracks. In fact, in the past, he called it one of his worst racetracks. He was not good in practice, 28th, 21st, and 25th in the 3 practice sessions. But Gil Martin, the crew chief, and the rest of the crew has worked hard on this car. And on the last pit stop, they made absolutely no adjustments. And after he took off at race speed, Harvick came on the radio and told him the car is good. He's got a weapon that could win here today.
Elliott Sadler is back in the race, and so is Dale Earnhardt Jr. 7 laps down.
Like this guy here, though, Kevin Harvick, and I like what he and Gil Martin are doing. Every week, they don't qualify so hot. But, boy, when it comes to the race and race day, they are on it.
Now, this is an important battle right here. We're riding with A.J. Allmendinger in the 43 car, pulls up on the 39 car of Ryan Newman. Remember, A.J. Allmendinger had to make that unscheduled stop before that last caution. He took the free pass as we anticipated. If he can get by that 39 car of Newman, that puts him the first car lap down. He'd get the free pass if the caution comes out.
Newman up the hill. And A.J. may get the spot here. A little wiggle off the corner. Up close and personal.
And the thing about it, it's early enough in the race. We don't have that many cars on the lead lap right now. We actually only have 16. If he can get back on the lead lap, I think he could still get back in this thing.
I think he could. Allmendinger was one of 5 cars to take the wave around on that previous caution. And can he clear Newman? He cannot. Nope. Ryan Newman is hanging tough.
The Army of One is fighting back.
Well, they know what they're fighting for right now. They're fighting for that free pass should we get a caution.
And Newman holds the spot for the moment. Jimmie Johnson leads Kyle Busch by 1.2 seconds with 185 of 400 laps complete on the Monster Mile.
NASCAR Sprint Cup racing on Fox, presented by Budweiser, is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
Jimmie Johnson, your leader. New second place car, Jeff Burton over Kyle Busch, David Rudiman, and Matt Kenseth. Now here's A.J. Allmendinger. He is now in the free pass position ahead of Ryan Newman, but not without a fight. Darrell, this was quite a battle. And it almost got ugly right here.
It did. As you can see, the 39 car Newman pushes up, makes just a slight little contact on the 43. But let me tell you what that did. That lit a fire under AJ, because he comes back after Ryan Newman here and tries to repay the favor.
And Allmendinger ended up getting the spot. He's 17th, Newman 18th, Keselowski 19th. Those are the first couple of cars one lap down in the free pass position.
And it doesn't matter what position they're racing for. They're racing each other for that position.
Martin Truex, your pole sitter, currently running in 15th. He is a lead lap car. Jimmy Johnson out in front of Jeff Burton now by a second and a half. And as in the last two Dover races, Jimmy Johnson has led almost 3/4 of the laps today.
But I've been watching that 31 car of Jeff Burton, who moved into the second spot. He's moved his car about halfway up the racetrack through the corners, and he's running times about a half of a tenth to a tenth of a lap quicker than the 48 car Jimmy Johnson, who's actually in clean racetrack right now, not fighting any lap traffic.
I like the way Jeff Burton races, but what they do with that 31 car is it's good at the end of a long run. So at the end of the run, he catches up with the leader. They make pit stops. Car's not all that great. He loses all that time right back.
But what they've got to do, talking about Jeff Burton at 31, they can't make mistakes on pit road. Yeah, they had the mistake last week at Darlington running over the air hose, but they've also had 3 pit road speeding penalties this year, plus 1 pitting out of the box.
And closing in on the leaders is David Rudiman. Dick?
And Rudiman's having a terrific run this afternoon, Mike. He started in the 13th position, currently running in the 4th spot. It's almost been a year since Rudiman has won one of these races, but they have got his car dialed in well today. On the various pit stops, it's gone from being just a little bit too tight to a little bit too loose. And let's remember that last year here in May, Rudiman won the pole, spun, and that cost him the race. And in the fall, talk about pit mistakes, he missed pit road, and that cost him the race after he qualified in the 5th position. So he's fast here, he just has to avoid mistakes.
He about had a bird's eye view of Kyle Busch, that 18 spin it out off the corner last time off of turn 4.
Rudiman trying for 3rd.
Boy, he's got it. I mean, he is really fast. He looks like Jimmy Johnson through the middle of the corner, able to really get after it.
Settle in driveway, bud.
We are halfway at Dover International Speedway. Jimmy Johnson with a lead of 1.2 seconds over Jeff Burton, David Rudiman, Kyle Busch, and Matt Kenseth. They are your top 5. How about a nice sunny May Sunday? Crab cakes and concrete crank them up.
We all know what the problem is.
Riding with Martin Truex, he's the pole sitter. Tony Stewart right in front. They're racing for 14th. David Stremme about to get lapped by the race leader, and hats off to that Bill Jenkins team, the 26 that Stremme drives for. They salute the Air National Guard on the car, and they say, we're not here to start and park. We're going to run all the races. We're going to run all day. Give the best accounting of ourselves that we can. And Stremme just went a lap down, so that'll be 4. He is in 30th position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. lost 7 laps coming to pit road and making repairs. He's back out there, and the car looks reasonably up to speed. Krista, what was the problem?
Yeah, Mike, you saw the hood go up. Junior saying something broke. I talked to Hendrick Motorsports team engineer Scott Maxim. He said they thought it was something with the steering. Rick Hendrick came down. They had a little bit of a debriefing in the pit. Junior came back on the radio, and all he said was, I
He's 7 laps down in 33rd.
Turning left at an oval with a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series car is a beautiful thing.
Larry, let's talk about Matt Kenseth and his